there, Vault Dwellers. Follow us as we take a topic from the Fallout universe and discuss it in a group of diverse individuals. We are the Fallout RoundTable. Join us, the conversation has already started.
Welcome to another episode of the Fallout RoundTable. I am your host, as always, Maverick. Today we have an episode for you, another episode, and today we will be talking all about story time. It's story time. But before we get to story time, how about I introduce everyone else? How about Jaxus and Sassy Lady? How about you say hello?
Hi, how you doing? I'm alive.
Yeah, we're
everybody
alive.
on this fine
Woo!
Thursday.
Red
Well,
Bull, but he's like, hi.
Yeah,
how you
as
doing?
we're
I know, right?
as
He's
we're
like Mr. Caffeinated but super mellow.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like take the coffee and take the Red Bull away from him, and I bet he'd be bouncing off the damn wall.
Right?
Yes. This is why I drink Red Bull.
He
I am high functioning
treated
autistic.
himself.
Yeah,
I am high functioning autistic. Everyone, both of these people know this.
So Red Bull's like Thorazine. Got it.
Must
All
be.
right.
Yeah,
Take
it
away.
puts me to
Take it away.
sleep.
We need him. Yeah, right.
It puts me to sleep pretty much.
Okay, Sleepy. Let's get to the like, subscribe, and all that happy horse stuff.
Cool. How about you like, subscribe, and follow us on our YouTube channel, the Fallout Roundtable. You just search it up in the search bar on YouTube. We have a Twitter, or X, as they like to call it now.
I wouldn't like that.
I don't like it either.
Really calls it that.
I don't really like it either, but it's at Fallout RTB, and we also have a Gmail, falloutrtb@gmail.com. We also stream this show live now on Twitch and Kick on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. Or you can do your conversions. I don't know. I will not do your conversions for you. But
Thank goodness.
yeah. It'll go till 8 until we finish recording. We'll probably stay a little bit after, but that's pretty much it. So let's get into story time. For the first stories, how about we talk about experiences that you've had in 76? Good or bad or indifferent. Just your experience. It could be from the very beginning, very recent, anything. So
Just 76.
Well,
Because that's probably my
just
easiest remembered ones.
Yeah, just for right now. Just for right now, we'll move on as we continue. But yeah. Who wants to go first? Unless I can go first because I got
Why don't you go
story.
first since it's your idea?
Yeah.
Right, there you go. Then we'll know what you're looking for.
Okay, so I was playing near this was before Wastelanders update. So this was very beginning. I was trying to push my way through to the to where the Enclave bunker. I always forget what it's called, but so in that courtyard area where all the robots are, the golf course and everything. So there are people shooting. There were like 4 or 5 people there already. I was trying to take the long way because when I got close to them, all of a sudden I hear explosions, and I'm like, I'm too new to deal with that right now. So I'm like, I'm gonna take the long way, and somehow I run into a robot, and I accidentally hit the robot, and he chases me to Kingdom Come. And me being a little newbie gamer 76 guy, I'm like, I need to run. And then on top of it, I got exploded by an explosive arrow by one of those guys. So yeah, it wasn't that fun, but it's pretty funny now after the fact. But at that time, I was raging because I'd literally just gotten there. I didn't check anything, so yeah, story time.
So that was one of your experiences.
Yeah.
All right, I'll share, I guess. So this is one of the times I was doing a recon, we were doing a mission as a role-playing group and as the Remnants, and I'm walking along, and I can't remember exactly everybody that was there, but Knight Taylor was definitely there, and I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head right now. I can actually just go over to our thing and see what his name is real quick. Minutes. Riker. Yeah. Okay. God, I can't believe I couldn't remember his name. No, not that Riker from like Star Trek. No, but this guy is kind of creepy sometimes, and he's a little weird, and so we make fun of him a lot. Huh?
The guy that you play with is a little creepy.
Yeah, Night Riker. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just a little odd, and so we, make fun of him a lot, and I mean a lot.
Kind of like how you make fun of me.
No, not really in the same tone because I don't think you can handle what we did to Riker.
Wow.
In other words, he might make you cry.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if I was to let loose on you, you wouldn't have a good day. So we decided that since Riker's such a creepy dude, we were going to collect gnomes for him so he could have friends. So while we were doing missions out in the middle of the wastelands, anytime we came across gnomes, we would collect them and we would save them and we'd count them to see how many we would get, so we knew how many friends Riker actually had. So we traveled around as we were doing our missions, and it was just, that was part of the thing that made that particular thing funny at that moment. But as we're doing our missions, the other thing that happens is a couple of guys start coming down and they start following us around. And of course, they're trying to talk to us and trying to break our immersion from our role-playing group, because we're trying to be soldiers and stay within mission and whatnot. And we're like, "Hey, civilian, how you doing?" And then these guys would be like messing around, they're talking jokes, and they'd run their mouths and start shit. And then I was still kind of new to the game, so I didn't know how the PvP thing worked. Like, if somebody smacks you, if you smack them back, you get engaged in the PvP.
I get where this is going.
Yeah, so
this is going to be funny.
Like, they're making fun of me and they're messing with me, and I'm kind of just ignoring them, right? Until one of them hit me, and so I hit him back. And this guy's got he's like level 1,000 or whatever, and so he decides he just wants to smack and kill me because I'm like level 50 or something at the time, and so once that happens, every time he comes back, I keep hitting him and he keeps killing me. And my team's going, stop hitting him, because they're like, we got this, right?
I'm defending myself.
Well, in my own pathetic way, right? But at the same time, so Night Taylor goes, just stop hitting him. I got this.
Right.
And so as soon as I said that, Night Taylor logs in under his real account.
Right.
And then just devastates them. Just wipes the floor with their, like they were not.
He's like,
even there.
Psych, I'm not a level 50.
He beat them down so bad that they stopped. They left. They did not come back.
That's cool.
So that was like my first experience of what Night Taylor can do.
That must have been fun.
Yeah, well, yeah, because
it must have been glorious to watch.
It's like, you wait till my big brother comes along.
my big little tiny brother, because he's like, I don't know, 12. If you were to look at Night Taylor, you would think he was 12 years old.
He's like 12. He's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah. He's like a mountain tall dude. He's skinny as a rail, but like you just look at him and he looks like a 12-year-old kid.
He looks like he's 12.
He's gonna be 12
I was
forever.
just looking back at pictures from last year's Foshnot, and I was like, oh my god, that guy.
And the thing is he's such a mild-mannered, good kid. Like, and I don't want to call him that. He's such a mild-mannered, good man that it's just
because he is a legal adult.
Yes. Yeah. He the way he is, it's just funny to watch him when he actually goes, okay, and then just wipes the floor with somebody, and I'm like, okay,
it must be glorious to watch.
Be kind of cool. Well, dude, he put so much.
Watching him in action at all is pretty fun, because like you can't keep up with him. Like, you're like, hey, we're running this, we're doing this expedition, and I want to do my share, but he's just like pop, 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 run, pop, 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 and it's like there's nothing for me to do.
Yeah, at least let me get a shot off.
Well, he will, but it's just like literally.
Oh, he'll back off completely and just watch.
Yeah, he'll literally like, I can stand there and shoot everything, and he'll be like, I'm just waiting to see if you need me. Like he'll wait and he'll be like, if you get overwhelmed, let me know. He can do that too.
That's because he can solo everything.
He can. He can. Yeah. Like, there's nothing he can't do. There's nothing he doesn't have.
Yeah.
He's like, you need that? I got it. You need that? I can make it.
I got 8 of those.
Right. I mean, that's what you get when you like play this game as much.
Well, and a lot of the guys from my role-playing group, a lot of them are like that. Like
Yeah.
they're well up there in level and they've
Mhm.
got everything in the
Yep.
game, all that kind of stuff. But I kind of miss hanging out with those guys. I had to stop for a while because it's just
I like playing with KT. Yeah.
yeah.
Whenever I can catch him streaming, I'll usually like tonight we would record and then I would get off and go jump in with KT because he'll be streaming on Thursday nights usually,
Yeah.
but not tonight because he's out of town. But
oh yeah, because I was actually I jumped into your guys' or into his stream last week, I think it was.
oh
I just
yeah,
jumped in there and watched
we
for a
weren't.
little bit. I saw you guys
He
talking
wasn't
and stuff.
really. Was that no? It was Saturday. Yeah, Thursday I didn't get on his server with
I
him
don't know
because
what
it
he
was
was doing.
full.
I think he killed.
He wasn't doing much
he
because
was
it was.
at the time he was inside the bunker trying to set up for a nuke.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of nukes because
Yeah.
they were celebrating his 1,000th follower. And then Saturday he did the whole big celebration, and I got on with that early enough that I could get onto his server for that. And we did that. We ran expeditions, and then because one of the events that's running currently, um, so everybody hates on expeditions. So I guess this will be my story. Everybody hates on expeditions, and because
I'm
they're
one of those
too
people.
hard.
I'm one of those
Well,
people.
okay, so you know what? I actually don't mind them. I don't like daily ops because they're timed or you get no rewards. The thing I like about expeditions is you can solo those as long as you're willing to die a couple times, you know. And yes, some of these bosses are bullet sponges as long as you go in with enough bullets because I don't need a lot of healing things because I use a lot of vampire weapons, especially when I'm dealing with big bosses. I'll use a lot of vampire weapons. But some of these things just take forever to die, and they're all level 100, and they're like whatever their damage is, their resistance, and it just, and then of course, if you don't kill like in Atlantic City, if you don't kill the pollinator things first, they're going to heal up the other things. It's just annoying as heck. But so you want to
Kind of like
take
in
those things out
Far
first.
Harbor. You gotta
Yeah.
have those.
You want to take those things out first, and then
Yeah.
it's like the other things go down fairly easy. Otherwise, it's like they just keep coming back. But so I've run Atlantic City expeditions with KT like numerous times, but he does like these 5-minute runs where it's just like run and gun, run and gun, run and gun, boom. And he knows where everything is. So I had no idea where any of the
It's so weird when
objectives
you guys
were.
call him KT.
Huh?
It's find it weird when you guys call him KT.
Well, Night Taylor, KT,
Yeah.
So I just, I couldn't
My
call him Night
enemies
Taylor all the
call
time.
me Night Taylor. My friends call me KT.
I just call him
That's
Taylor.
right.
We're
That's
both
right.
knights. So
Or
I just
Taylor,
call him
yeah.
Taylor.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a different thing for you guys. I'm not a knight. I might be one
Man, we
day,
need
but
to
I'm
get
not
him
now.
back on here.
But oh, he would
Oh, he'll jump
probably
on
do that.
anytime.
I'll talk to him this weekend
Yeah.
and see when he wants to come back. But
Yeah, that'd
his
be awesome.
schedule's a little different now.
Oh,
But
I get that.
I
But,
decided after we got done with his stream, I pulled almost an all-nighter. It was bad. But when we got done with his stream Saturday, I still had part of the Burning Love event that's going on right now was to kill, you had to use the flamer to kill a certain number of, the heck are they called now? The stupid enemies that are in Atlantic City and their name just, oh, the Overgrown or whatever they are. It went right out of my head. And I only got like 6 of the 10 that we had to have when I was running with him because I didn't keep up well enough, I guess. So I was like, well, I need to go back and get 4 more. So I went on my private server so I could take my time because I decided I'm going to take pictures since I'm going by myself. And I went in there and I was like, all I have to do is go in there and kill these 4 things to get my, reward or whatever for the Burning Love thing, and then I'm out. Well, I ended up staying. It took a while. I don't even know how long it took me, but I did it. I soloed it and it was pretty good. And then I decided, I don't know if it was the next day or day later, I decided to go back and solo tax evasion. Now that was a pain in the ass. Not gonna lie. If you're gonna solo one, do the greatest game because it's easier and shorter. And there's not as much as like involved. Tax evasion, it's like go do this and go do that and go do that and this other thing. And oh, and now you gotta do this. It was just a lot involved. But I soloed both of them just for funsies.
Well, there's Sassy's story.
Told you can't time my stories.
Well, we're gonna get more soon enough.
Well, I mean, it was 76 oriented. It was a story.
Yeah, it was a story. I'm
It
not
is 76 oriented. expeditions.
Yeah.
I'm not dissing it. I thought it was a great story.
No, yeah.
That,
I
you
just like how it just
can
kind of rolled right into it though.
Yeah, it just
can
sort of went in there.
solo expeditions if you have enough perseverance.
I guess for me in expeditions for
I just got
76.
bored really easy.
Yeah, I guess I'm in that same camp,
I
really,
don't
to be
think the
honest.
I
expeditions
had
are that
higher
boring. Now
expectations, is what it was. I
I
think that's
haven't
what it was.
soloed the pit. I might try that next.
I guess the pit sort of turned me off of
Now, yeah,
expeditions
I
and
found
all
the pit
that.
more disappointing, and I think because of the fact that like we've talked about before, I think that too many people had like preconceived notions of the pit because we'd been there before and we liked it,
Hmm.
or whatever. And I think we all had like an idea of what we thought the pit should be, and then it was something else. And
Well, we
that's
thought we'd
not,
be able to explore more
yeah.
and be able to interact with
And
more.
I
There,
think
And
there'll be some more
it was kind of
familiarity
like,
to it.
here, you go this way, and then you go this
Yeah,
way, and
that's
then
what I know.
okay, now
Because when
get
I
out.
did go with, I think I did go by myself one time, and it was like there ain't much here. It's like two streets,
Mhm.
and then you got to go into that warehouse, which is like a separate thing. And it was like, there's like the big warehouse, or factory or whatever it is, where you got to do all the put the stuff in the burning pots, or whatever. I don't know, whatever it is, but it's
Right,
been a
when
long
you're running
time.
from room to room.
Right. And it's just
Mhm.
like that's it. There's that, and then there's that other warehouse, and that's like literally all there is. And then, you fight in the streets, and that's all. But there's more to Atlantic City.
Yeah. From
Um,
what I've heard, Atlantic City is 10 times as better as the pit
well, and
was.
then yeah, because you've got so each whatchamacallit, well, it's an expedition and then your event or
Location.
whatever it's called. Yeah, they're very different. Um, you got the boardwalk and the aquarium versus the
On
two
the
different
boardwalk.
casinos and the hotel, and then inside, I noticed when I was by myself because you don't really see anything when you're just running through doing the expedition stuff, but after I just like walked around and looked at stuff and checked out rooms I didn't need to be in, and there's all kinds of stuff there's notes everywhere, there's computer terminals, there's stuff to
They
collect, there's a lot
basically
of
they put
stuff.
more thought and time into
I think so.
Atlantic
And then the
City.
fact that this isn't even the whole thing. Like there's already more to it than there is the pit, and this isn't even all of it. Like we've got more coming in March. I'm pretty impressed with it, to be honest. And
I
I
feel
personally enjoyed the quests more. To me, they were more fun because it's more centered around, the Atlantic City gambling stuff and whatever. I mean, that was just kind of fun.
Yeah, I thought the pit was the pit.
And
yeah, kind of like the title of that episode.
yeah, and I mean,
The
honestly, I didn't love that whole part of the pit where we had to go find the ingots and fight the trogs anyway.
Well,
I
that
didn't
and
love
the
that
other
part.
tragedy was us actually playing the game while we were on the
yeah,
show.
yeah.
Like
While we
that
were
was like,
doing
no,
that,
that was a bad idea. I was like,
that was a terrible idea. After
Yeah,
I put it up, I'm like, that's terrible.
so I think that just shows that maybe Bethesda was kind of listening, and I think that if they do more expeditions, which I'm sure they will, take note, it probably needs to be like, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, let's go to
fun.
DC
Actually
again."
fun.
Well, fun,
More
but
fun.
also a place that
Yeah.
we've never been to, so that we don't have these preconceived
I
notions
think it
of
should be
what
like
we
a
should
like
get.
you travel to another area, and within that area you've got a different kind of vendor and possibly like new products or something that you can get there but you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, that
and
would be
and,
cool.
and have it where you can explore the around the area a little bit more, and there's like some Easter eggs or nuggets to find while you're there. It's stuff that gives you a reason to be there. It's kind of like
And not speed run it.
well, all right, so if anybody had ever played SW Tour, which is a Star Wars
Yes.
game,
Yes, I
so
I, I played it.
when you go and collect all the holocrons and you can pick
Yep.
them up from different planets and stuff like that. They should
Hmm.
do something along that line, like finding.
I thought they used to do that with
Yeah.
like bobbleheads.
Well,
Well, they
they
do
did that with the
still,
bobbleheads, but
yeah, but
maybe
they
do it
need
with
to
some
come out.
tapes or something to
So it
make a
would be
mission out
cool
of it.
if they did, like if they brought back the whole snow globe thing.
Oh,
And then it had like different snow globes for different expedition spots. That would be neat.
that would be pretty
So if we
cool.
had a snow globe for the aquarium, if we had a snow globe for the casino, if we had a snow globe for the pit or whatever, so that you're out there collecting the snow globes or whatever, and make them like maybe really hard to find so that you're not just like pop over, pick it up, and pop out. Or like you said, like the vendors. Didn't they do that with Nuka World? You can only buy like the
Yeah,
Nuka
yeah.
World stuff in Nuka World.
Well, the thing that made the holocrons much very different was if you found a certain like I keep sliding down in my chair.
It happens. It happens. I do the same thing in my
find
chair.
the
We used to
certain
have a chair like that.
holocrons and now every single one of these holocrons, once you find them, you get the perk that comes with it, and it's a permanent perk.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I remember
you would
this.
do
Yeah.
something along those lines, and what that does is it creates this unbalance within the balance. And what I mean by
Okay.
that is if you want to be that super uber PvP type player or something like that, you went and you hunted down all the holocrons.
Oh
If
yeah.
you didn't put the time in to find all those holocrons, then you were knocked down like a tier or two because you didn't know where to go to find it or whatnot, or you didn't do the effort that it took to do the parkour to get to the damn thing. Those kind of situations create a dynamic where you can have top tier players that it creates something to go for. You know what I mean? It creates a grind element that isn't so much of a grind, but more of a bonus.
Yeah,
And if you,
Right.
I
I
feel like
feel
that's
they
missing.
did the same thing in Fallen Order. After you complete the storyline, you could go back to places with your new powers and stuff. I know this is a
Right,
Fallout
right.
show, but
Yeah,
I'm just
Well,
saying.
yeah, no, no,
I
no. I
drifted
mean,
off into
that's
Star Wars world, but I use that
but
Well,
right,
yeah,
as
but
I'm
we're
doing the
just
same
using
thing
as
as
an
an
example of
yeah,
what
example.
we'd
yeah.
like to see. But I think like the reason a lot of people do the grind is because they want the stamps to get the new plans that you can only buy with stamps because it's that new
Mhm.
currency.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's certain things that you can only get with that currency, and that's what we're all grinding for. Because I know, like, as soon as I get enough, I'm like, ching, I go get a new plan, and then it's like, I'm
The
back to
only thing
zero
is they
because
made
I
it
just
all
want the plan.
cosmetic instead of like, instead of enhancing the characters themselves in some way.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like
I
they've
Yeah,
moved away a little bit
think of
from
it from the point of view
special.
of somebody like Knight Taylor, who's grinded his way
right.
up so high.
And got everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like gives him something new to grind for, and once he does have it, he makes him super badass. Because if it does
Yeah,
just
like if
2%
they,
more damage, or
right.
something to that nature, and you're already at this high level, that maximizes your damage to a level that's even higher. Now, if they get to the point, now the only thing that makes that a drawback is the game automatically increases the level of the beast as you level up yourself, which in to me
Up to a certain point.
and
Yeah.
yeah, well, and then at, that also kind of ruins the game in certain respects because no matter where you go, that character that kicked your butt when you were level 10 kicks your ass at level 70.
Yeah, it's still there. He's
It
still
doesn't
there.
make
He's
sense
still
to me.
grinding,
There should be
just as
areas
you.
that you run through that you could just wipe out everything and just keep on
Used to
going
be.
quickly, and
I,
then
I, I can't
there
remember where, but yeah, there used to
and
be a
have
place.
other
Used to
like
be. We used to all go to Morgantown and knock out those level 10 ghouls all the time, and now they're
yeah.
not
I
level 10
still
anymore.
do.
Well, they're
Now
not
they
level
just
10 anymore
yeah, they
I
just
still
progress
do.
with
because you're
you
not level 10.
yeah, they progress as you progress. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the big thing. Yeah,
I mean, they're still easy-ish, but they're not, it's not
but
like the old days where they were all level 10, so you were one-shotting them right and left.
yeah, I have another story going. So in the beginning, I still am. I always
who
keep
made the
saying that.
heavens and the earth?
Yes. I am God.
No, he
I'm
didn't.
I
I
just
No.
am
reach through
God.
the camera and
Is that why
slap
the
you right
world's so
now.
messed up?
I just want to reach through the camera and slap him. Anyway, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yes. I know, I know. But I would always go. So
Blasphemy.
I was ah so in the beginning.
He made his lunar landing. Yeah, he lost his train.
No, I know. I just can't get back.
Slap
I
that
lived
thought
and
right out of
died.
his head.
No,
Woo!
I lived and died by the 308 bullet because I was a sniper
Yeah, we all
build.
do in the beginning. Because
I,
hunting
I,
rifles
I,
rule in the beginning.
yeah, and I still do. I still do.
Yeah, because
But
have you hit
every
level 50 yet? Just curious.
no,
I
no,
didn't think so.
I'm still in the 20s.
That's what I figured.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why
But
you
yeah.
still.
I don't play 76 that often. I play
I
4.
know. I
I like
know.
4
I'm
better.
getting ready to start playing 3 again. As soon
Yeah,
as
I
we get
never
back,
finished 3. I
as soon
never
as we get
finished
back, I'm gonna
3.
start playing 3.
But
I should
I
play two
would
because that's the only
use
one I haven't finished.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
haven't played 3 since, I mean, 3 was the very first game I played, and I haven't played it since that run through. I've only played it the one time. So I'm kind of excited to play it again.
yeah,
Well,
but
it'll be like a new
yeah.
story to you.
It will, and it's been such a long time. And I was
No,
just
no, you
watching
need
a
to play New
video.
It's
Vegas.
silly.
Lior,
You
Lior,
you
Lior,
you
Lior.
you need to play New Vegas.
I will eventually.
You need
Eventually.
to play
When
it
it
on
doesn't crash your
Well,
stream.
the
machine,
reason
she'll
I'm
be all
playing,
over it.
well, it
Yeah.
shouldn't crash on my computer. So, but the reason that I'm going to play 3 right now is I'm going to play with the Fallout feed because they're
Oh,
starting up. I keep watching to see when they're going to do their next group playthrough, and they just started 3, and I'm like, ah, let me get in. They've already done New Vegas and 1 and 2, I think. So they're doing 3 now. So I want to jump in on that.
well, yeah.
So be fun. Thing is, I gotta roll a character that's not, or have somebody do that for me because I always play a certain way. So
Yeah,
I
it's the
gotta do
same thing
something.
in like D&D or whatever. You always have. I
Well,
always.
but if somebody rolls something like, or if I can manage to do it like randomly and then play something that's not normal for me,
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
see how
feel
that
that.
goes.
Um. So yeah, let's go back to 76.
Tell
Um.
stories. You're up. You were starting to tell a story before your thought got smacked out of your head.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Well, so I would always go to the Morgantown Airport up in the control tower because ghouls are too stupid to climb up that control tower. Apparently. The or scorched were too stupid to do that, and then I'd just pick them off one by one.
There's a way to
Did
do it.
you? Yeah, yeah. I would always go to the top. If I'd always kneel. Um, there's
Yep.
always a way if you go around the border, you could get to the one. There was one that you could get to from that was on the edge right there. That would always get you. That would always get you in the backside, but you would have to take him out first before you do that, and then all the scores would be none the wiser. It was fun back in the day before all these updates came. So yeah, I like stories.
Trying to
Yeah,
think if I
let's.
have any funny ones. Another thing I like about KT is so like one thing I noticed I was playing with so I played with this guy like back in 2021 and we used to play together and he was always like I don't know how he did it but he always got all the good stuff. So like I got my really good fixer from him. I got like a lot of really good armor from him. My good power armor came from him. He had like all the good stuff. Like he traded with people. He had his finger on the pulse of the trade community. He had all the good toys and we used to run around the wasteland together. And then 2021, he started his own business, didn't have time to game. Well, he's back now, but he's been gone for like 3 years. So he like comes to my camp and he's like, "What's this? What's this? What's this? What's up?" And we're running around doing stuff, and it's like, "Oh my gosh, why do you? How did you get a tinker's bench in your tent?" And I'm like, "Dude, you missed a
You missed
lot.
a lot.
You missed a lot." So we try to go to a queen and it's like one of those queens where you're like it's basically done before you could even fast travel down there
Yep.
because whoever launched it they were already there ready to take it out. The thing I like about playing with KT is when you go to a queen with him, when you go with Knight Taylor, like those guys are like don't damage her too much because you got 20 minutes to kill the queen. They will take 20 minutes to kill the queen because in that 20 minutes so
Everyone.
many enemies spawn. You like probably another Scorch Beast will spawn in that time. You'll get probably 4, 5, 6, 8 Death Claws. You'll get probably 2 to 3 Mirelurk Queens. You'll get scads of Scorched, especially if there's an event going. It's a great time to get a spooky
Exactly what is
Scorched
a
or something.
SCAD? Like, how many is that?
Scads, loads, butt tons.
Butt tons. That's another one. What is an actual
I was
butt
trying to think
ton?
of all the ambiguous weight measurements I would throw out at you, and those are the only ones I could think of. But they
You
will
know, a
wait
Crap
skosh.
load.
that full 20 minutes.
A
I mean,
crap
I leveled
load.
up 5 times at a queen. Normally, I'll only level up like 5 times at a rad rumble. So I mean, like normally, like you go to a queen and I don't level up at all because it's like one and done basically. But so I really enjoy doing queens with Night Taylor. Sometimes I don't even bother to go, but I will always go to a queen with Night Taylor.
Yeah, there are some
That is a way to you
instances.
do a queen. Anybody who's listening, that's how you do a queen. Queens are not meant to be killed in a minute. 1 minute queen's not how it's done.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yep,
I
don't
mean,
treat it like your dates.
That's right. You got to wine her, dine her, and show her some love.
mm-hmm. Says the guy who's still single and had to friend zone a couple people, but
Ooh.
Yeah, some of us never had that problem.
yeah, yeah. This
Uh,
one
Guess
person
it's
had,
coming from the married people to the single guy. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I'm okay. So, going
Right,
off
so
that awkward
okay,
exchange
so
about my status
your
and
love
really,
life
yeah,
or
my
lack
love
thereof.
life with Valentine's Day coming up, which I
Ah, remember you can be your own Valentine.
no,
hey,
I
my
am on.
buddy had a meme he put out. He said his ta your table for Valentine's Day, and it's a Burger King little corner, like those little single seats.
Yeah.
Like, this is my table for Valentine's Day.
Ah,
No, no, there's a meet
I hate
there
this damn chair. I hate this chair. I hate this chair.
there there
we have one like that
are
upstairs.
there are a couple of my friends and I that are all under the same impression that Valentine's Day should be known as Singles Appreciation Day because you shouldn't have to have a day for Valentine's Day to show that you love somebody. And
Yet
that's
another
my
support
hot
group.
take.
Single
Yes.
Appreciation Day, also known as SAD.
In other words, everybody gets a
Sad.
trophy day. Ah,
I was
well,
Yes.
thinking of what your acronym would be, and it is SAD.
It's
what's your pronoun,
sad.
dude?
I hate
On that note, we should
I
probably
hate I hate
take
when
a break.
I hate when people ask me that, to be
What?
honest.
What?
If you're sad,
No, no, pronouns.
Oh,
oh,
what? He went there? Oh my gosh. That's okay. Settle
I
But
have
down.
but
not
Somebody
no
been
take
no
a
sad,
I
Tylenol.
but I
but
hate when I like go to a business and they're like required to have them on their name tag, and I'm like, they
God,
didn't
I don't
require
like
me to put it
that.
on my name tag, and
I don't like that at
Is that a
all.
thing,
But
really?
it
Okay.
is a
yeah,
thing. It is a thing.
the local
Sorry,
gaming store.
anybody listening, I'm Generation X. You can watch enough YouTube videos as to exactly where we fall behind all this kind of crap.
Yeah,
We just,
if you
we
haven't seen the
don't give
memes,
a
we just, we played in the dirt. We
I
didn't
love
have
dirt.
cell
Dirt was
phones when
awesome.
we were kids. Our parents never knew where we were. That's just who we are.
Yep.
No,
We
no,
And
I
you
raised
could
could
be
do
ourselves.
whatever
taken.
you want. Just
We
don't
raised
tell me about
ourselves.
it.
Right.
I don't care.
We were
Yeah.
out the door in the morning and we came home before, when the street lights came on and it was fine.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And everything was fine. We were fine. Parents didn't know where we were all the time and it was fine.
But
Except for
anyway,
when it
I do
wasn't fine.
agree.
But yeah.
Let's take a break here, guys.
Yeah,
What?
before we go off the
Okay.
rails.
All right.
We go off the
We had
rails
a
and talk
rail?
about.
What rail?
We never had a rail. Are you kidding me? We'll be right back after this commercial message.
Hi, welcome to Three Count Thoughts. Let me introduce the crew real quick.
Hi, I'm Maverick Stone.
I'm Romer.
And I am Jaxus. Join us as we talk all things wrestling. Each week, we'll take a topic from the wrestling world, knock it around a bit, and then go over the week in wrestling from a strictly fan perspective. We can be found on all major podcast catchers. We can also be found at 3 Count Thoughts on both YouTube and Twitter. Or you can send us an email using 3countthoughts@gmail.com. Okay, are you ready? Ring the bell.
Welcome back, guys.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed your break, whatever that be.
Okay. Lightning.
Again.
Yes, lightning. No, no. Going back to what we were just talking about, I can be considered either a millennial or whatever that next generation is because I'm right on that line.
The last one.
I am
The
like
last generation. You're
or
the
the
last generation.
yeah, or the generation right after millennials. I'm like literally right where I fall is right on that line.
I think it should go from Generation Z to Generation Medicated.
Yeah. What was the meme that I had? What was it? We're the generation that acted like we were 30 when we were 10 and still act like we're and act like
30
we're
when we're
10 when
50.
we're 50 or
Yeah,
something like
that's us.
that.
hmm
Yeah.
Well, anyway, back to Fallout. Let's talk more 76 because that's basically where where all the best stuff comes out of because it's a multiplayer game. I mean, there's still some good stuff out of 3 and 4, some good funny stuff, like the infamous Bethesda bugs that we all love and dear.
But
But
we still have really good bugs. I mean, there's still bugs in Atlantic City. I was looking for supposedly there was a legendary rare baseball bat in the manager's office of the casino, so I went looking for it. It's just a regular old baseball bat there for me. But the tax collector person that I had shot in the hallway was standing up dead in the bar of the office in a weirdly weird, janky position because, he's dead. So he's like, flopping. And I'm like, huh, that's neat. So, we still have bugs.
yeah, I had
Bugs.
I had something similar, but it was more in 4 than 76. I had blew this guy across the room, and his face was stuck in the wall, and he was ragdolling the entire time. It was really
Hmm.
funny. I think I have a screenshot of it on my Xbox. Because I was just laughing so hard.
Oh, it's that inferior technology stuff. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, yes, I am a console player through and through.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
Yes,
one of
yes,
those.
yes.
What?
I'm one of those
He's one
I
of
don't know
people.
about
those.
that. Not
I'm one
anymore.
of. I mean, I have to re-download 76 on my computer because
So it's
my
been
computer does.
so long since we've touched the Xbox. We finally, because we got new internet and it came with like, obviously new router and stuff like that. And my husband was like, well, rather than put it all the way on the other side of, because of where the cable now comes in the house, it's actually cable fiber, whatever. He wanted to put it on the other side of the living room. And I was like, well, nobody's using Xbox. Let's just pack it up and put the routers and stuff up there. So yeah,
He's
we
like,
finally
pack
took
it
down
up.
that
What?
took down that old
No,
dusty Xbox and
no. I have a Series S
no
now.
consoles in the living room anymore.
I have a Series 3, and that would be 360.
PlayStation. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we had a 360 and an Xbox One sitting up there, and they're both
I have a
fun.
360, a one, and an S.
I got a 360 that I paid $20 for, and I got almost all of my games for free.
My 360 always sounded like a plane taking off, when the fan started up, because that thing would get so hot.
Yeah,
And yeah, it
yeah.
was
I
just like,
love my 360 was getting up there where it sounded like a freaking
yeah.
B-52 bomber or
Yeah, I'm
whatever
just like, there goes the
bomber.
airplane.
Well, and so all I did was, I said screw it, and I built my kid her own PC,
Mhm.
and
That's how ours
and
started.
from what that does, and then I pay for Xbox Game Pass, and you can play everything on your Xbox on that you play on your
Hmm.
Xbox on the PC,
On the
and you just buy
PC.
a
I do the same
controller,
thing.
and so it's
Yeah,
no different than an Xbox, except for the graphics are way better.
exactly. Well, and that's the thing. So when my husband built Connor the computer, like he never touched an Xbox again. And it was like, why do we still have that? Every once in a while, my husband will play his PlayStation. He's got one game that's a PlayStation exclusive. He'll play that very occasionally. And that's it. Because we've got like a PS5, PS4, sorry. We don't have the new one. But other than that, everybody plays everything on PC in this house.
Yeah, because that's
Just easier.
real technology. Sorry.
Well, I mean, we're already using the computer for everything else, and you have to update it for everything else.
I
You
am never
might
going
as
to end
well
up with a
use it for
sponsorship from
gaming.
Xbox or PlayStation or anything.
So
It'd be
there's a
like,
rumor going around that Xbox is going to cancel the Xbox or Microsoft, whatever. Have you heard that?
No, I haven't heard that,
Oh.
nor do I care though.
That consoles will go by the wayside. I'm assuming since you can play Xbox via Xbox app, why do they need a console?
Yeah, you could just use a tablet or a
Mhm.
computer.
You can,
You know,
and how many smart TVs you download apps on? I know my
just think
TV
about
can
Microsoft can
play
go
it straight
back
off your
into like
TV.
building computers
Mm.
and making
Yeah, right.
computers better.
Yeah. So
And
yeah,
then they
there's a
can
rumor that that might happen in 2027. I don't know if it's true, but there's some people in some different gaming groups that are like, "Oh my gosh, what will I do without a console?" It's
you
like,
will buy a PC like everybody else that's
well, you probably
intelligent.
don't even need it.
No,
Xbox
but
app can probably play directly on your TV.
yeah.
All you need is your controller,
Well, and then you
if
can
that.
probably attach the controller through your Roku or something.
Well, as of
Well, if they're
2022,
some of them are Bluetooth, so there you don't even need that.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, as of 2022, the Xbox One has been discontinued.
Yeah, I still have one. Anybody want it?
I have one too. I still play on it. It's pretty
That
good.
one I would probably we might, but I think I've got two 360s that I'm not
Mm,
using.
mm.
Because I don't
Are
have
we
a
still
full
telling stories?
PC. Well, we're just talking. We're just having fun
Okay.
here.
Just chatting. Oh,
Just chatting. I just said stories so we could probably make it Fallout related, but
well, gaming, Fallout related.
it
Makes
it,
sense.
it yeah, it makes sense. Because Fallout's owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft is laid off
Microsoft is Bill Gates's name in high school.
Yes.
Yeah, Twitter is losing their minds over that. That's the thing. Like the whole Xbox thing, like everybody's losing their crap over it because they're just like, oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, it'll be very different for people to not have a console, but yeah.
I mean that just be that'd be good for Sony for PlayStation because
Maybe.
PlayStation's never going to go away.
Yeah, because if they're still making consoles and people are like, "Oh my gosh, I have to have a console," well, then there's PlayStation,
Then there's PlayStation.
or
There's
there's,
PlayStation.
you get you a Switch or whatever.
I have a Switch. I don't play on it, but I have one.
I know we have one too, and I think the kids they wanted it so bad, and I think they played on it for like maybe 6 months, and I'm like, "Well, that was fun."
Yeah, I still have mine.
I think Switch has got too little amount of games.
I agree with
Well,
that.
they get everything late because I know like they got
Well,
Hogwarts
and their
Legacy
games are kind of
finally.
lame.
Yeah,
The games
but
are
it's
kind of
just
cheesy little kid shit. It's like
well, the
no
problem
wonder.
is like I have such a hard time when I play on my screen that's like this, and then like, oh, I'm supposed to play on this. No, I can't do
No,
that.
I feel what Nintendo should do is go back to a Wii type system where it'd
Yeah.
be like your base console where you can connect to the TV and then
Now
have your controllers kind of like what the Switch does.
the
But
Wii U was cool.
I
I
like the
liked
Wii
it
U. I
because,
never played it, but
well, we got it for the boys, and the reason I liked it was
Wii U, Wii
because
U, Wii U, Wii U.
they could play on the TV, or if I was like, knock it off, I want to watch TV, they could still play on the pad.
yeah.
So they didn't have to like necessarily quit playing their game, and I didn't have to listen to everybody crying, I want to play my game. I'm watching TV. Go play on your pad. So, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, and it was a lot better stuff too.
Right now, my kid's asking me for VR. So
No.
Yeah, speaking of VR, did you guys see what Apple just came out with?
No.
nope,
With the Apple Vision Pro?
nope. Some more.
No.
It's their version of like VR, but you don't have like you don't like have the handheld things. It's just more like you're sitting there, you can see all around you, and you're just
So what
flipping through stuff,
do they
doing
have
like
like
this.
cameras in front to see where your hands are or something? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, how does it know what you're doing?
I don't know.
That's
It
creepy.
just can't. It came out. It came out this
I want a
last week.
holodeck.
I
Yeah,
want
we're
a
all gonna
HUD.
have we're all gonna have computers like
I want
Iron
a
Man.
holodeck. I want to go in there and like fight Worf and you know be on a Robin Hood adventure and have Q come and screw up everything. And oh
You all saw that Indiana Jones is coming, right?
Yeah, by
yeah,
Bethesda. We talked about
that
it.
actually looked pretty good. I like
I
that.
know. I can't
It did
wait.
look good. It did look
Yeah,
really
it
good.
looks really good. I can't wait. so excited.
So anyway, back to 76.
We're turning into a cyberpunk world. That is not wrong. Not wrong at all. I mean, like all the implants and stuff, and people want, it's weird how people are just like attach everything to me. It will
attach
be.
it.
Yeah.
Turn me into real life Iron Man.
Yeah.
Make me fly. I want to fly.
I bet people would if they had the option, they would do it.
I wouldn't mind having arteries that were failing replaced by cybernetics.
Speaking of cybernetic, did I tell you guys that they're looking at using nanotechnology to cure cancer?
Sounds good.
Because the little nano bots can go in and identify, they can like basically scan the cells, find the bad ones, and then pew 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 pew.
Yeah, can you make it where it doesn't cost so much money that like poor
Probably
people
not.
can't have any?
Probably not.
Yeah. I think they should make it where you could put a couple nanites in everybody and it just goes and repairs all their stuff.
Now that would be neat, but
that'd be scary at the same
what
time.
else are they
Don't put
putting
any
in you?
barcodes on my forehead and
Say,
don't
what
make
else
it
are they
where I
putting
can,
in you?
and don't make it where I'm paying for everything, using just stay away from the biblical stuff.
They're
man.
gonna download new technology into you and they're gonna like corrupt your hard drive.
Just stay away from anything biblical. Okay? Let's not bring any prophecies to light. I just don't,
Say it's all
agree.
biblical at this point.
Absolutely.
You're messing with creation.
Well, I mean, we've been
biblical?
messing with creation since the beginning of creation.
Yeah, let's move away from that because I don't want to talk about that. Especially in this day and age.
Somebody's scared.
Yes, I would like to keep my podcast. I don't want to be canceled by the canceled woke minority.
What would that have to do with what we were talking about?
You know how people get sometimes.
Thought we were moving away.
Yeah.
I thought so too. And then
got a story? Tell a story.
Jackson,
it's your turn. Tell a story.
Him right back into it.
Tell a story, Jackson. Tell a story.
There was once a little lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls. Oh, sorry, wrong story. I don't know. What would you like to do? So there was three bears and what?
Oh. I think you wanted a Fallout story.
Give us a Fallout story.
Oh, a Fallout story. Okay.
Yes.
There's this robot thing called Modus, and it's part of the Enclave, and then there's this guy named Lawrence who writes these stories called the Modus Files, and they're really
there's some pretty good stories.
Yeah. Have you listened to the most recent one?
Yeah. No, I haven't gotten to season 3 yet.
Yeah. So
dude.
I am working through season 2 right now.
Dude.
Valeria.
I heard it's good though. I heard it's really good.
Oh yeah, it is really good. It's really good, and it's really it's like, oh man, don't put a pin in this. Yes, Warpath, so are we.
I've actually had to listen to it twice because I'm like, oh my goodness.
My name is Frederick Rivers, okay? So I understand that you're in this. I got it.
The president, I like that the way he explains why everything okay, so like when the divergence occurs after World War II and nothing like comes forward from the 50s. All right, I'm trying to like skirt around all this. You know how like technology remains the same and art and music and everything remains the same. He explains it. And I liked his explanation. Because Bethesda never has. They're just like, oh, this is just what, the 50s and, we made the universe look like what the 50s envisioned the future would look like. That's what we got.
Lawrence the 50s came about. Envisioned flying cars, but we still don't have flying cars even in the Fallout universe.
Dude, have you ever seen the Jetsons?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I want to pack my car up in my suitcase and take it with me. I mean, good God, parking is expensive. So
yeah, parking is expensive wherever you go nowadays.
Yeah, I'm totally for the Jetsons. I think that the Jetsons universe. But it's got to have his dog Elroy.
I think we're all part of season 3 Warpath. I know you're in it. I'm
Yeah.
in it. You're in it.
I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
I am
working on
also in
my.
Once Upon a Wasteland. I
I am
play
working. I
I
am
play the
working on a
doctor
new
that
project.
is the one if you can remember the episodes
Oh wow.
where they were messing with the brain
That's cool.
and they were trying to mess with their memories and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
doctor that actually
I
repaired
remember that.
all of that. Yeah, and then I'm also the one that turned on the dude and changed his memories. Was it season 1? I'm not sure. I lose track.
I think it was season 2 because they're in season 3 round, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been around
I
for
think
a
season
while.
2.
So.
I
I
think was when they
also
did
am many
the
voices
memory
in the
bed.
True Vault escapades in so many episodes that I don't even know what characters I played anymore.
I played a waitress.
I played Phoenix. I
Oh
what
yeah,
was it?
you're the Chronicles.
Yeah, I did
You
the
know, you know, I wanted to get into voice acting, all this stuff, but then I realized I'm on the road. Even back when I was with my other company that I was with, where I was out from pretty much months at a time, it felt like, where I had no Wi-Fi and anything like that. I sort of just gave it up because I'm like, I can't really do any of this. So I started writing stories instead.
so you have the time to write a story, but you don't have the time to
Well,
act in a
Well,
story.
it's easier to write on the
because
road than it is to record on the road.
yeah, you
Okay.
realize you realize that I recorded these episodes
Mm-hmm.
during that time period on my phone in a
Remember
rest
how
area.
crappy his sound was sometimes?
Yeah,
So
you remember how crappy that was, right?
mhm.
Oh yeah, I still remember it
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it still
that's
happens.
why I just gave it up.
Uh,
There are still some instances where I still got to record on my phone, but
it's
for these
actually
episodes
gotten
at
better,
least,
so
yeah,
Yeah.
because the
because phone technology has gotten better.
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, spaghetti.
Uh-oh. So yeah, I've started writing more and more.
Actually, I
Good.
need to get back into writing. I've been because we're running out of Fallout stories that are new ones and stuff like that. It's like True Vault Escapades and Once Upon a Wasteland, the only ones that have been kind of continuously going. And then Modus Files, it's like he seems like
They're
he's winding down on that. He
yeah.
might be starting
I think
something
him
else,
and
but
I know Brad said this was his last season for Once Upon a Wasteland, and he's not sure if he wants to do another one or not. I think we're all like, yes, please do another one, but I'm not sure
Do another one.
if what he is thinking of.
Another one.
well,
Um,
I'm not counting the ones that have been here and gone. There's
yeah.
actually quite a few of them out there.
Well, there's some good ones.
There are
Yeah.
Omega.
some really good ones.
Yeah,
Omega is
actually, the first one I was Mind Something. Oh, what was it? I got it here.
that the same one?
No.
Oh, Vault 13. Yeah, they're very infrequent.
Well, and then there's like
Oh,
the
Mind Fog. Yeah, Mind Fog.
Mind Fog. That's one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Mind Fog was good, and then the I just got to see it
The one
'cause-
about Omega, I can't remember
yeah,
if Omega's
Omega.
the
Yeah, that
whole name. Is it the whole name? But it's like a diary, the way he does it.
yeah.
It's like a diary, which is cool.
Actually, if I
Um,
just scroll to the end,
well,
I
it's
got
like
it.
he records holotapes in
Mind
case
Fog, the
somebody
Fallout feed, Omega broadcast,
Omega
a Fallout
broadcast. Yeah.
story podcast, and then a Far From Heaven is another one.
Oh yeah, she quit. Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
really good. I
Yeah, that
I
was
uh
pretty good.
I auditioned for her and then she just quit.
And then of course there's Chad. Once
Yeah.
Yeah.
Upon a Wasteland. I've never been in Chad, a Fallout 76 podcast. That's one I have not
I
done.
don't see new ones come up for him very often
Well,
I don't
and
see
just
very often either.
yeah.
because it's like he's got a full cast and you don't see new characters come
Well,
up
I've
too
been
often unless
writing
he
one called The
writes one
Wayward
for a
Files.
specific person.
I've been writing a story called The Wayward Files,
Oh, that's
which
cool.
is my
Like the Rockford Files?
no, so
Hmm.
I guess I can tell you guys a little bit about my story. It's story
It's a
time, right?
story.
It's a story,
It's
yeah.
story
It's all
time.
related.
Yeah, actually, I can bring that up and kind of go into that a little bit. Yeah. So excuse me, I said the Wayward Files. It's the Wayward Tales.
Wayward Tales. I was going to say, it sounds like the
Yeah.
Rockford Files, but that makes sense.
No. So yeah, and I was going to start off with like a narrator and stuff like that, and be like, well, welcome to the Wayward Tales as we follow a man who was cryogenically frozen during the war and the devastated United States and left with nothing more than the wasteland, and so blah, blah, blah. And the story goes on. He wakes up and he's in the middle of the wasteland. And I don't mean he's literally in the middle of the wasteland. He wakes up, he's inside of a facility, actually, and he falls out of a cryogenic chamber. And he's, what would you expect from somebody coming out of a cryogenic chamber?
Yeah, because
Anybody,
that's the
yeah.
thing about Fallout 4. Like you've been frozen in a thing for like 200 years. You're gonna have like you're not gonna be able to just like walk out.
No, you're gonna like
You're
stumble,
gonna like fall down
fall,
because
be
your
blind a little
muscles
bit.
are atrophied and
Yeah. You're not gonna be able to see very well. So
It's not gonna be a good time.
he comes out of the cryogenic chamber and he hits the ground and he's trying to struggle his way up to his feet, but there's fire and there's all kinds of things going on around him. The facility's kind of falling apart,
like
right?
during the war or
No. This is after the war. He wakes up because his cryogenic, basically what was happening is the facility was like hit with a nuke or whatever, and stuff was happening and the facility was on fire, and it's kind of like a factory burning down kind of situation. So
everything gets disrupted.
Yeah, so he comes out of his cryogenic chamber and he's like, oh, he doesn't know what's going on. And I can't remember the designation offhand. Let me just scroll here real quick. I don't have my glasses on, but X002 is his. So X002 is his designation. X001, if anybody knows from the vault experimentation things, that's kind of the FEV virus being utilized in a special particular vault. And he's X002, and he's kind of like Lilith in a way, as far as how he was experimented on. But he does not have the same lustful hunger as Lilith does. So
even better than Lilith
in that regard, but he's weakened. He's not as strong as Lilith. He's stronger than a regular human being. He's got a lot of abilities that he doesn't even know he has, to be honest with you. As a matter of fact, he didn't even know his own name. So what happens is he comes out of the cryogenic chamber and he's like, oh my God. And he's like trying to look around and there's fire and explosions happening inside the building. He looks up and he can see this placard above there and it says Cooper. Right. And so he just sees Cooper and it's kind of like a flash. And then he's stumbling around trying to get his way out. He falls down into this like pool of water, and you don't know why he's in this pool of water. He just falls in this pool of water inside the facility, and he's trying to like, not drowned. And so as he's doing that, he ends up in like this like, ventilation shaft drainage ditch kind of thing. At least it's actually a ventilation shaft that's been overflowed with water. And so he's like swimming through this ventilation shaft, and he ends up falling through, and he comes and he barrels out of the building, out of an external port, out of the ventilation system, out into the wasteland.
Wow. Like being born.
Yeah. Kind of like being born. Exactly. So as this is happening, he knows he needs to get away from this place. He doesn't know why, but he knows he needs to get away.
So there's a sense of danger.
Yeah, the sense of danger, and he's in flight mode, and so
that's cool.
And he's disoriented. He's trying to walk. He's stumbling, and that's all you're really seeing for a while is this like weird environment that he's in. And so he gets to a certain point and he passes out. When he wakes up, he's coming to, and everything's a little fuzzy, and what the characters or what the people want, if this was something visual that you could see, all you're seeing is a wooden wagon wheel turning, and you hear chains. And then he's starting to kind of come to, and he's inside of an old like circus trailer kind of thing that would hold like a lion or a tiger or a bear or something. And he's being pulled along, and he's really groggy, and he's looking around, and there's like these people walking, these raiders are walking next to it, and he's in this like prison cart, and he's shackled up, and he's just kind of disoriented, and he's coming to. Across from him, there's somebody wearing like regular wasteland trader outfit kind of stuff, with a hat and whatnot. And that person introduces himself to him. What did I name that character? Maxie the trader. So yeah. So actually I could probably act it out a little bit here.
If you want to give us some lines, we can.
Hey, buddy, you don't look so good. Raider guard goes, no talking. He's no good to you, Dad. Look at him. He looks like he's been chewed up and spit out like a piece of dry meat. He won't last the night at this rate. No talking. The guard says once more, throwing a warning look at the other prisoner. Maxie mutters under his breath, don't worry, kid. Old Maxie will get us out of this one. You're going to owe me. Then the narrator says, what appears to be the next night, or our character wakes up to a crackling campfire and the smell of food cooking. The guy he saw earlier, and oh, that's right. I skipped some parts there. So what happens at this point is while Maxie the trader is talking to him, Cooper, which we don't know his name is Cooper yet. He doesn't know his name's Cooper yet, but that's later on. We're going to call him Cooper. So he starts to talk, and the guard rifle butts him in the head and knocks him out cold. So that's where he passes back out. So once he passes back out, when he comes to again, all of a sudden he's sitting at a campfire and it's crackling and whatnot. And Maxie the trader has gotten him away from the raiders in a way that no clue how.
We don't know. Yeah.
No idea. It's just, he's sitting there going, hey kid, how you doing? You don't look so good. Here, have something to eat. And he's trying to take care of him in a way. Yeah, I'm using my old man voice. I don't know why. I just picked it real quick. You hungry? You sure look like shit, kid. What's your name? Cooper. You can call me Cooper, I think. And then Maxie goes, well, Cooper, you got lucky back there. You were on your way to a slavery camp till some military types showed up and shot the place to shit. I dragged you out of there during the confusion. Well, thank you, Maxie, but why help me? I'm a trader, kid. I go with my gut, and I don't ask questions. It's how I've survived this long. It's best you don't think about it too much. Well, thanks all the same, Maxie. I owe you. So what the hell were you doing out here, way out here in the middle of nowhere in the first place? Face down in the dirt. Honestly, Maxie, I have no idea. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure my name is Cooper. I saw it on a chamber I woke up from in some facility and started walking. I'm not sure why, but I was sure I didn't want to stay there. Damn, memory loss? That sucks. Well, shit. I got someone who might be able to put a roof over your head and fill your belly. But you've got some work. You got to work for it, though. She's a really nice lady as long as you don't cross her. It just so happens that I know she's in need of a courier to run messages back and forth. We can be there by tomorrow afternoon. Sound good to you? Sounds good. Maxie, thank you. Don't thank me, kid. You haven't seen my bill. Now let's get some sleep. We can leave at first light. Sorry about my shitty acting. I'm trying to read and act at the same time. But you guys get the gist of the idea, what's going on here? All right.
I like it.
What is going on is, so Maxie helps him make his way to the Wayward, the bar we love so much.
Right.
Okay. So
she helps him out.
Exactly. So what happens is that the owner of the bar, which we all know, hires him as a courier. And what happens is Cooper starts going around all around the wasteland, delivering courier messages and things like that, and at the same time getting himself into crazy little adventures. And during those crazy adventures, he starts learning about his abilities. And what happens is he'll go and he'll get into this, situation where he'll end up taking a message to, say, Valeria over at the Enclave camp. And then from there, Valeria sends him to another location because she needs to have, needs to transport something to some other group to make sure that they got proper, food, water, weapons, whatever. And they hire him to go take care of that. During that, he ends up getting into, trouble in some sort, or he ends up taking care of somebody else's side missions, so to speak. And so during these little different side missions and stuff, he obviously learns his abilities and things like that. And he takes that back to the Wayward. Here, completed the mission for the day. He walks through the door and it's just like Norm coming into the bar at Cheers. And when he walks in, everybody goes, Cooper! And he comes in, he sits down, and he's got his own kind of guy that, let's just say for argument's sake, he's got a ghoul sitting there at the bar who likes to, teach people how to make camps and stuff. And he has conversations with that guy, and that guy's kind of like his buddy Carl, but it's not his buddy Carl, it's his buddy, whatever the hell his name is in the game. I can't remember. Moriarty. Yeah. So he's like, hey, Moriarty, how you doing, man? No, I just, dude, it's crazy shit in the wasteland. I don't understand it. And they get into conversations and they're talking there. And while that's happening, the bartender's cracking jokes with them, making fun of the situation that he got into. And there's going to be some sort of dynamic inside that bar that's going to be similar to the experiences that you would have by watching the TV show Cheers.
Right.
So there would be some
it's funny because
awesome.
it's like you got this like tie-in of like 3 different Fallout games and Cheers.
Yeah, exactly. So, and by having those different dynamics combined together and being able to utilize the same universes as the Modus Files, Once Upon a Wasteland, and maybe we can even get Walter and Bunny involved,
Yeah, once Walter and Bunny come to the Wasteland, they might.
Well, somehow.
They might.
Somebody had to go. No. Anyway, so that's the premise of the show that I'm coming up with. And it's just basically a situation like Cheers. And what it's going to do is it's going to have one large story arc, which is based on Cooper figuring out who he is, which Cooper's not Cooper. If anybody didn't figure that out already.
I assumed Cooper was like the brand that made the thing.
No,
okay.
No. If you do research on, if I can figure out which vault that was, I forgot which vault I chose. I think it was like Vault 96 or something like that. I can't remember which vault I used. It's been a while since I messed with this storyline. So, but I used one of the vaults from 76, and within that vault's underlying arc, they did experimentation and stuff like that, and they had cryogenic chambers in there.
Right.
And Cooper was one of the doctors.
The doctors, okay.
And that
I know what you're talking about.
X002 is one of Cooper's experiments. Because in reality, Cooper is not Cooper. Cooper is X002.
Okay. But he's right.
Yeah, because he's not really he's basically a lab rat.
I just figured when you said he looked up, he saw Cooper. I guess he saw the doctor's name.
Yeah, he saw the doctor's name.
I didn't know if it was like he looked up and saw GE or whatever, and like that's my name.
Yeah, my name's General Electric. No,
right.
But that's what the premise was: is that it was going to be revolving around that kind of a situation. So, if that interests people, and that seems to, that
sounds pretty intriguing.
That's the project that I've been.
It is 96.
Stepped in and stepped out.
Vault 63 we haven't been in yet.
Yeah.
And Vault 96 is the one because there's some daily ops in there, and then I go in there once in a while and take pictures. When we first got the ski poses, I went in and took pictures like sliding down the hills and stuff.
Cooper is specifically mentioned in some of the lore involved.
Yeah, when you go through the terminals and stuff like that. The others holotapes and
that's what I did. Is I crawled through the game and I was like, okay, how can I create something completely original
Yeah.
out of something that is pre-existing. So I was like,
That's
I'm
pretty
gonna
cool.
make, I was like, I'm gonna
That's really
create
cool.
somebody that doesn't exist, and but
Well,
at the
you
same
can tell
time,
that they were doing experiments and stuff there because everywhere you go, there's like autopsied bodies and stuff
Mhm.
all over that vault.
Well, and then I wanted a character that was like Lilith, but not like
Mhm.
Lilith, because I didn't want somebody.
Yeah.
I was trying to get away from the whole just need for just total
Eating all the
disgusting
time.
eating humans, and
But
you know,
I'm so
kind of like a good
hungry.
version of it, you know.
I'm so
So
hungry.
And some of it can
hungry.
be a little bit over dramatic sometimes. I don't know. So, but as it goes on, it's going to be a lot of comedy and goofy messing around while they're in the bar.
Right.
And then once he leaves the bar, it's almost going to be like Cage Chronicles serious.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
You
Cage
understand?
Chronicles had some lighthearted moments
Well,
too.
you're going to always have lighthearted moments, but like the comedy, the actual ha-ha is going to
Yeah.
be while he's in that bar.
Right.
And sometimes there'll be some bleed through with some serious stuff happening within the bar because it applies to the story at the time, especially once he gets further into understanding who he is.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah, for sure.
and yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of implications here, you know, as far as the who is doing these experiments.
Right.
You know, he needs to know who he is, and once he figures out who he is, then he's got to figure out, well, now that I know who I am, what am I going to do with what I am?
And what you know, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like Spider-Man, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. So if he's got that element to him, you know, he's figured out that I've got a lot of power and it's been given to me by these evil sources that were planning to use me for evil reasons. And I'm not that kind of person. I don't want to be that kind of person. I want to be somebody. So he's choosing who he wants to be. And still there's times where his animal rage might come over because he is controlled by an FEV virus. So there's going to be times where, you know, he's
like
emotionally heightened in a sense.
Like the Hulk, yeah.
Yeah, but it's
cool.
kind of like a balance of holding control of yourself. But at the same time, it's kind of like once you've gotten a new power and you don't know how to use it, it's hard to control. But once you have that power for a while and learn to control it, then it becomes easier and easier. It's the same thing with his aggression. You know, he could easily snap somebody's head just by being angry and grabbing them.
Yeah.
But he's got to learn to control that. You know what I mean? He's got he's got like super mutant strength, like physical strength, but he doesn't have all of the like immunities and things like Lilith has. You know, Lilith's got damn near immortality.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, yeah, I mean, she's had caves dropped on her and
well, I mean,
couple times.
he can take a large amount of damage, and he is incredibly strong. But he's not like further exposure to radiation. He's not immune to radiation.
Oh, okay.
Like if he was exposed to regular radiation, it would affect him. You know what I mean? It would.
Yeah, he can't just like walk into a nuke zone and be fine.
No. It would actually start if he was to theoretically, if he was to be put into a radioactive situation, he would have the same thing happen to him as any other human, is he would start turning into a ghoul.
Right.
You know, but he does.
That's a very strong ghoul.
Yeah. Well, no, because if he turned into a ghoul, it would actually just take everything that was part of him and weaken him and turn him into nothing.
Interesting. So that's how you counteract
it would be the one way to counter it's his kryptonite.
Interesting. Too bad that doesn't work on super mutants.
Yeah, the radiation actually, because of the particular strain that he had, it works against him to be in a radioactive environment.
And whoever came up with that in development, you know, that's not like the greatest way to make your virus in a post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
Where everything's irradiated.
Yeah, well, the whole concept behind it was trying to create the perfect soldier, and they had gone and tried so many different things. This just so happened to be yet another type of strain. This particular strain does not work well with radiation, but it's much more stable.
Right.
So it basically, he has the same immunity to radiation as a regular human being. so he needs to protect himself. But the particular elements that he was exposed to gave him superhuman strength and endurance and things like that. His physicality is enhanced, but he's not massive. He's not a big, huge guy. He's probably 6'2", maybe 175, 180 pounds. Actually, he's a little heavier than that, about 200 pounds. 200 pounds, solid build, not necessarily like ripped, like soldier crazy, but like he looks like a typical human soldier that works out, but not in a incredible crazy way where he's got an 8-pack and all that shit. But he has incredible strength and certain abilities. Other than that, he's pretty much normal. But he doesn't realize that stuff. But he might have some other things that pop up down the road, like he might have the ability to understand things that he doesn't necessarily know he should understand, and how to work certain types of equipment and things automatically without ever knowing he learned it. That kind of thing.
Kind of those things that like muscle memory.
Well, muscle memory as far as combat is concerned, yes. But it's kind of like
like a brain memory kind of thing, but your brain's a muscle. So it's
when you say brain memory, I'm referring to something like, let's say when you're stuck in one of those chairs,
like I know how to do a task.
Yeah. He knows how to do certain things, like reprogram certain types of computers, launch nuclear missiles. He understands how ancient styled military equipment works, things like that.
But he doesn't know how he understands it.
He doesn't know how
he doesn't remember like why he should know that.
Yeah. Or he'll understand certain things about chemistry or, or biology and, flora and fauna and things like that. And he has all this plethora of knowledge that he has no idea how the hell he knows this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's pretty interesting.
And it'll all break down into the kind of experimentation they were doing on him. Huh. Who are they? Bum, bum, bum.
That's always the question, isn't it? Who are they?
Is it the Enclave? I don't know.
I don't know, because I'm beginning to think that the Enclave isn't even the big baddie.
Is it the Institute? I don't know.
Speaking. Or is there a bigger, more sinister character at play here?
Is it the Pack? I don't know.
Is it the Brotherhood of Steel?
Spoiler alert, since you're behind. Brotherhood of Steel. I feel like they're not even. They're not even
turned into the suckers.
They're not even in league here. They're not even in the running.
They have really cool equipment.
That's about it.
Yeah. Anyway,
they have toys. They've got cool toys.
That's my story. So
that's pretty cool. Can't wait to see more of that. Yeah, you should work on that.
Yeah. Well, I've got to come up with an ending. I had a concept that's so far. And so that concept, and I basically wrote episode 1 out of like how he kind of stumbles into Maxie and gets to the bar. And then I'm like, okay, where do I go from here? So now I got to figure out how this ends. Once I figure out how this ends, then I can start building something, because I got to figure out the ending. And within the ending, that'll give me my main characters. And from my main characters, now I need to build a supporting cast. That supporting cast, then from there, I can start building a much larger universe, so to speak.
Well, that's usually the thing, right? Because if you know how it ends, then it's easier to figure out how to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of just wandering off in 25 different directions and then never coming to a stop.
That'll give me my main arc. And then from the main arc, what I can do is write little side missions,
side quests. Yeah.
And what I'm trying to do is kind of like you can do with the True Vault Escapades, in a way where you don't have to start listening from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, so that's what I was thinking with you. Like, I was like, okay, it's kind of like any good TV show that's a serial. It's like you've got the underlying story that threads through
that'll make you want to go listen from the beginning.
But each episode is like a self-contained like mystery or whatever.
Think of it as
like a self-contained adventure or whatever.
Think of it this way. It's like evangelism.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got this exciting thing. Oh, let's check this out, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You know, you go and you get to see the concert and, you know, and then hey, everybody come on, you know, and all that's happening. And what that does is it draws you in.
Right.
And it's an interesting enough little story to escape for about a half an hour to an hour. Oh, but what's this underlining thing? What's that?
Mhm.
Oh, so I have to go back and listen to what's going on over here.
If you want to learn more about that, you have to come back.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's and that's what I like about good shows like that, because you always have that underlying thing that keeps you coming, even though if you can jump in the middle because it's self-contained for that particular adventure or whatever. But for the people who are like in the know, they know that like there's more to it than just the weekly or whatever adventure.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
All right.
People are like, oh, that's such a good thing. And it's like, but you don't realize that there's this whole undercurrent of like this whole thing going through that ties everything together.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's my first real step into like long story arc.
I like it.
Writing. I've done a lot
like
of short stories and things like that in the past, and like poetry and stuff like that. And I've never really dug into writing a book or a story like some long term. And I'm like, okay, so if I'm going to do it, I want to do it in a way where people can show up at any time and get interested into like the singular elements, as opposed to they showed up in episode 8 and they're like, what the hell's going on?
I'm so lost.
Yeah. So it's
like, what's going on?
Well, I don't want to start listening to it because I have to go back and pick up the other, 15 episodes.
That's why I like how like True Vault Escapades is like, hello everybody, and in today's episode, Walter and Bunny are gonna get into an adventure where they're stuck with the mask. Yeah, that's right. This guy, he's a crazy bastard. What he did is he's, and they kind of walk you through today's adventure and how are they going to get through this one? Dun, dun, dun. I don't know how this is going to work, but then you can do that with this whole story arc and have it where, and then something within that kind of reminds you of this other thing going on.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be in every episode either. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden the mystery man is behind the tree. He's like, okay, it looks like subject X002 has found himself. He's interacting with the other humans actually quite normally. Yeah, we should follow him a little
drinking
closer.
At a bar, like regular schmo.
I don't think he has any. No, sir. I don't think he has any idea of the actual level of his power. Yes, sir. I'll continue to follow.
He knows nothing.
And then you'll have these little things going on in the background like that, and then it's like somebody who just came in and be like, "What the hell was that about?"
Yeah.
You know what I
mean?
Yeah. It's like, why would somebody be watching this guy?
I got to see the next episode. And then in the next episode, there's something else where they're keeping tabs on him, or, they sent somebody to test him.
Right.
Like, well, let's see how good he is with his cognitive problem solving situations. Let's have him. Yes. Let's set up, area 773 and we'll create a situation where he's got to walk through there. Yeah.
Because just because he got away doesn't mean they can't keep studying him, right?
Give him a career job where he ends up walking through an area and he falls through, and all of a sudden he's in this new vault area, and within that vault, he's got to find his way back out of there. And they had set it up as like this, mousetrap situation where he's running around, got to figure out his way out of there. And they want to find out his problem solving skills and things like that. And so they watch and observe him, and he doesn't know he's being watched and observed. He gets out of the situation and is like, what the hell was that all about? And then he goes back to his job, gets his career job finished, goes back to the bar and goes, man, you wouldn't believe what the hell happened to me today.
Yeah. Remember that parking garage full of traps in Fallout 4? Something like that.
And then all of a sudden it closed up on me, and then
went in there and
there's like 900 ghouls chasing me around
and flamethrowers everywhere.
You remember that one parking garage you go into? I can't remember which game it is, but once you go in, it closes behind you, and it's all dark and underground. It's just cars and like wet concrete ground. And you're you have ghouls chasing you around and stuff. I think it's actually trying to remember, but anyway, that whole area can be utilized as something in that story arc. I just anything like that, or I could invent the area. Who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was concept. That's what I'm working on.
Cool. Sounds very cool.
Nice.
Ever get around to actually doing something? It's just getting the actors together, and then I got to figure out how to do the ambiance and the music, and because I mean, obviously I've got people to lean on for that.
I was gonna say you know who to ask.
Yeah, I just go to Lawrence and Brad, and Preston, and talk to those guys. And of course, Preston doesn't do that stuff. He's got his own.
I think he's doing more than he makes it sound. Because when I interviewed
he did
him,
when he first started, he was doing all of it himself.
Yeah,
but
I think he's doing some more.
Yeah, but but the guy he gives all the credit to, which I can't remember his name at the moment. I mean, obviously,
Ethan.
Yeah, I'm sure I can reach out through Preston to him as well to get advice and things like that, and possibly they may even, you do this, you do that, boom, 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 boom. This is how it goes. Maybe they'll find some resources for me and help me out in that regard, so it doesn't cost me a fortune.
Yeah,
but well, and I know it takes, from experience of talking to Lawrence, it takes a good 30 hours just to do an episode.
Yeah, it has to. I mean, when you do one like they do, I mean, he has sound going. There's like no dead air space in his episodes.
No, and there shouldn't be.
Like none.
You should have that ambient, even that.
There's always, either you can hear people walking over gravel, or you hear crickets, or I mean, there's just music. I mean, there's always something.
Well, when you're dealing with the mole miners, and you're out in that area, you can actually hear the equipment in the background. And if you've got a good mental picture of the area anyway, because you've been in the area where the where Mama Gur,
I don't know.
But
anybody knows how to say that.
Yeah, well,
let us know.
I thought it was funny when Valeria was trying to say her name in the show.
I don't know if anybody knows how to say that.
That's the end of my story. And I'm sticking to it.
Too. I gotta go.
I think it's time to go.
I think Mav's already asleep with his eyes open.
No.
Well, that's gonna do it for me. No one does.
Nobody knows how to say it.
Yeah.
Mama Murphy or whatever is what I think of when I try and say it.
Well, for those of you out there that have heard this today, now you know drive Jax's nuts, and so he can get you guys your wonderful story.
Keep him motivated.
Yeah.
Just poke the bear and make him motivate him.
You need to go right. You need to go right. You need to go right.
In his free time.
Yeah, because I have that. I have tons of free time. Everybody knows that.
So much free time.
So much.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to sleep, Jaxus. Just give that up and you've got plenty of time.
Well, I get about 4 hours or 5 hours.
I was going to say probably about 4 hours more to write.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, folks, that's going to do us for us tonight. Mav, you can tell us to say goodnight.
Good morning.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.